You know, if you ever had the thought, I wished I was actually in an anime, my life might be more interesting then. Just be wary because you may find yourself in a world similar to ReZero's. Now, having death round every corner might not be so bad, you might get used to it every now and again. However, not being able to stay dead, that might be a tough one to choke down. But despite everything that has happened, Subaru has so far managed to achieve not complete mental degradation, which everything's looking up. I'm looking forward to what's going to be shown in this Sanctuary and the Witch. Let's go. Echidna. That is definitely an introduction which will alleviate all of Subaru's worries. Don't worry, I'm just a witch of greed. You may have had a history of danger involving witches, but that's a little giggle. He's in the standard Windows screensaver background. So, what, his physical body is still in that labyrinth looking temple? Yeah, might have been really, really hot. Oh, yeah, he doesn't really fear death at this point. Substandard cup of tea. That's punishable by death. Wouldn't be the worst drink I've ever had. You've got to at least give it to him. He has his priorities and he sticks by them. What? And she's just going to stand by her word? No funny business. No tricks. No unpleasantness. Oh, the slow down soundtrack in the back was very off-putting. Wow, he is essentially staring into the void, and it is staring back. Well, that doesn't sound too bad. But as most things, the path to hell is paved with good intentions. I feel as though there is a lot of. Well, you've just said something there which piqued my curiosity. The Witch of Envy, killed the other witches. Heart palpitations? The tea wasn't that bad. how nice of her. To be fair, just having a nice little tea party conversation, it could be worse. Why is Subaru this entity and existence that everyone seems so intrigued with? Okay. Are all the witches' souls entombed in this sanctuary as well? Which gets frequented a lot by Ram and what's his face? Wait, what? That's it? He got what he wanted and he's off. Subaru. Well, that's men for you. Yeah, but in his eyes, there's no room for anyone except for Amelia. Yeah, actually use tea leaves next time though. Her entire demeanor shifted so quickly. But I don't believe she wants monetary gain. This is dangerous. Well, Subaru has basically lived with not being able to tell people about what he's been going through. Adding one more secret is trifling. Arousing. That's what it took to convince him. Not the showing the universe's fabric itself, but a simple lick of the back of the hand. But is it going to be as simple as just he'd go outside and he sees something that wasn't so obvious before? Otto? Good work, Patrice. Is this another disciple of a witch somehow, or is this the one that there was named as to avoid? Don't do it! I don't want to lose the dragon thing. Oh. Did he just German suplex a dragon mount? Those are some impressive chompers. Blonde hair, teeth. Yeah, he's the one to take action and ask questions later. I forgot we were looking out for Garfield. So, why would. No, I guess no. Yep. Being told to be wary of him, I understand. I see her reputation is preceding her. There are some things that Subaru really does get passionate about. Is it now that she's out of the area she woke, or just a time lapse? It's good that even with a lack of information of what's going on, she's quick to at least jump to some kind of action if it's at least putting herself in way of danger. Hmm. Do you want to explain slightly what was going on there? Because this place is getting more and more complicated to what it actually is. It's seems like it's seen better days. To think that they're that fearful of visitors, as long as she doesn't turn on them and start attacking. All that she can be sure of is that she will be disappointed. He can be somewhat nice. I don't know who's getting the short end of the stick, but there's been a strange lack of all background music for a while. Ram has. I don't know. Is she concealing her feelings? Does she go through that kind of thinking? But how much is Obviously, like with the cleaning and whatnot, failing because Rem's not there. How much of her daily life and mental stability has changed? I think I've said it before. It would be really really painful to be the only one remembering. The only thing scarier than that would be Rem herself, where no one remembers who you are. Nah. Well, you can put off the beating for him until later. I think I started off with Roswell thinking that his elongation of syllables was slightly annoying, and then it grew on me to a point where I just enjoyed it. Then I copied it. There is a lot of unknowns, which could just be that amount of anxiety or an actual sort of something in the air affecting her. Remember, keep it secret, Subaru. That was the agreement, wasn't it? He wants first name basis. Now there's an odd sense of familiarity, and where do people's loyalties lie? Yeah, it's not just your general stumble kind of injury. I did wonder why that Roswell was here, but then after being saying that it was a sanctuary and all, so sure, okay. Willingly, or is there a being who can actually tell Roswell to sit tight? One, if you push through, seems that way. Where would we be without further difficulties being lumped on? Oh, great, it's just a prison camp. The only one allowed to undergo it is Amelia, so Subaru's gonna do it. I can understand why they were also apprehensive. But we can't go back just yet. Bring down the mood. What's that nose in the background? If Emilia succeeds, though, her reputation is going to skyrocket once again. But doing all of these things for the common people is going to raise her standing quite a lot in the selection process, but she'll need a lot more support than that. Because she just wants to get along with everyone. And she's been subjected to neglect for so long it doesn't affect her at this point. That confidence that Subaru had in her just now with that she's gonna say the right thing. One of the good things about Emilia is that because she has been shunned for so long, she doesn't have any arrogance, and it was all incredibly like self-doubtful and humble. No ulterior motive? Impossible. It's like she's just transferred into a school and talking to the classmates for the first time. She does. And I don't think this day and age really works for a completely different world. And having a bit more confidence that things might work out for once. But I do want to see Emilia succeed to accomplish something on her own merit. Great. Wow. The fact that the building itself had some sort of like bioluminescence. Of course, bio meaning living, but Yeah, he doesn't look like the type that would shrink from a fight, but shit. Hopefully this isn't going to be a second attempt. Ah, shit. Yeah, boom. Hello? That is one way to get up if you don't have an alarm clock, but what the I'm sure someone would have let it slip at some point if Subaru had a face your past kind of, we get to see his life before moment. Have we had Subaru reflecting on the life that he had left behind? I mean, like, properly reflecting on it, and I'm sure all of us at some point have at least thought about what it'd be like to start again in a different world, maybe. At least if you've seen some isekai shit. It's not often that you think about all the people that you've left behind, all the places, food, and experiences that you probably wouldn't be able to re-experience. But this being part of the trial itself and facing your past, is it Subaru having to come to terms with leaving it behind and choosing to this time rather than being whisked away? That might be quite nice for the story and a little bit of his character, having that slight closure of his family. At least in Slime, before he passed on from a very grievous knife wound, passed on the message of destroy my PC. I wonder if Subaru has any of those slight regrets. And considering this was episode 3 of ReZero, there has been a substantial lack of Subaru. That could only mean a couple of things. One, it's coming up real soon, it's going to be quite bad. Two, it's almost coming up, but he's not going to be granted that easy way out. Like how the point was set to Rem already being erased. Or 3, much like meeting the Witch of Greed herself, there is more exposition of what the purpose of it is. All I know for sure is seeing Roswell in that condition doesn't fill me with confidence. If you want to see the next one, let me know by leaving a like on the video and subscribing. And if you want to ignore all of the warnings, people telling you not to, you can join onto my Discord. There's some interesting things going on there, and also a place where you'll be able to check out whenever there's a poll going up for the next show. I'll be waiting. Not too long though. See you in the next one. I'm sure that there are many of you out there who would love to join me at my tea party. Unfortunately, all of those snacks and tea doesn't come cheap. Fortunately for you though, Sal, Raywin, Denimate1997, Shiwan, Stinsfire, Mecha, Jennifer Rojas, Big Boy, Dark Shadow, 7899 and everyone else are more than willing to help out in that regard. If you want to make sure that I don't have to resort to my own bodily fluids, then also join on to my Patreon, and I'm sure everyone will be very grateful.